Human Digestive System, General Knowledge, Subject Science.
Biomacromolecules which we consume in our food are not directly utilized by our body in its original form. Thus, they are subjected to a process called digestion, and the system that helps in complete process of digestion by mechanical and biochemical methods is called digestive system. The human digestive system consists of various parts, organs and glands that are concerned with the uptake, digestion and elimination of indigestible remains of food from the body.
Human alimentary canal and its associated glands are shown in the figure below. So friends, this is the figure of human digestive system. This is parotid gland, this is pharynx, this is oesophagus, this is stomach, this is pancreas, this is jejunum, this is descending colon, this is rectum, and this is anus, this is vermiform appendix, this is cecum, this is ileum, this is ascending colon, this is transverse colon, this is duodenum, this is gall bladder, this is liver, this is submaxillary and sublingual glands, this is mouth, and this is oral cavity.
Alimentary canal. The alimentary canal in human beings is a long tube, about 8 to 10 meters in length, which begins with an anterior opening, that is, mouth, and ends posteriorly through the anus. The various parts associated with the alimentary canal are as follows. First, mouth. It is a transverse slit bounded by two soft, movable lips which are covered with skin on the outer side and lined with mucous membrane on the inner side. Second, vestibule. Mouth mainly leads to vestibule, which is a narrow space enclosed between the lips and cheeks externally and the gums and teeth internally. Its lining contains mucous glands. Third, buccal cavity. It is bounded by lips and cheeks. It contains teeth, tongue and salivary glands. Mouth, buccal, passes through both the jaws. The uppermost portion of the buccal, mouth, cavity is called palate. The upper and lower jaws of the buccal cavity consist of two separate sequences of teeth. Teeth. These are hard structures present in the mouth and both the jaws, that is, upper and lower jaw. Each tooth is embedded in a socket of jawbone. A tooth consists of three major parts, namely crown, upper part, neck, middle part, and root, lower part. Various types of teeth are present in different animal groups as given below.
Types of teeth on the basis of their attachment: acrodont, attached to the crest of bone, example snake; pleurodont, attached to the median side of the bone, example lizard; thecodont, attached to the bony socket, example alligator; heterodont, different types of teeth are present, example humans; homodont, all the teeth are of same type, example fishes. On the basis of their appearance: monophyodont, appear once in lifetime, example third molar and all premolars of humans; diphyodont, appear twice in lifetime, example incisors, canines, first and second molars of humans; polyphyodont, appear many times in lifetime, example in most lower vertebrates.
In human beings, the number of teeth present is 32, 16 teeth present in each jaw. The half teeth of the jaw is towards left, while the rest half is towards right. Arrangement of these teeth include two incisors, one canine, two premolars and three molars on each side, half.
Arrangement of different types of teeth in the jaws on one side and the sockets on the other side in humans. So friends, this is socket of jaw. These are molars. These are premolars. This is canine, and these are incisors.
Each of the tooth is specialized to perform a particular function. The main function of teeth is to perform physical digestion. Incisors are outer mostly forward, flattened and extremely sharp, which help in biting or cutting the food. Canines are sharply pointed, which crack and split or tear the food. Premolars and molars crush, grind and chew food smoothly. Dental formula. The number and kinds of teeth in mammals are represented by an equation, called dental formula. Since two halves of each jaw are identical, the teeth of only one side are considered in the equation. Dental formula can be represented as below.
ICPM M divided by ICPM M, where I incisors, C canine, PM premolars, M molars. The total number of teeth in adult human, number of teeth in dental formula multiply by 2. So 2, 1, 2, 3 divided by 2, 1, 2, 3 multiply by 2. So 8 divided by 8 multiply by 2 is equals to 16 by 16 is equals to 32.
Terms related to teeth. Enamel. The outermost, shining layer in the crown region is called enamel. It is the hardest substance in the human body. Cement layer. The outermost layer in the neck and root region is called cement layer. Pulp cavity. A cavity in the center of the tooth containing pulp, mass of cells, blood vessels, lymph vessels and nerves, is called pulp cavity. Dentine. The layer made up of hard ivory-like substance, which surrounds the pulp cavity, is called dentine. B. Tongue. It is a highly muscular organ containing voluntary muscles attached to the floor of buccal cavity with the help of a connective tissue, frenulum linguae. There are taste buds present on the tongue to realize the nature of the food, like sweet, bitter, salt and sour.
So friends, at the back side you realize bitter, in the middle sour, in front salt and sweet. These are taste zones of a tongue.
The tongue helps in tasting and swallowing of food. It also helps in the process of speech and masticating the food by mixing saliva in it. Everyday science. Women have in general more taste buds than men. The blue whale has the largest tongue of all animals, that is, about 2.7 metric ton. Dogs and cats often use their tongue to clean their fur and body, removing oil and parasites. 85% of the population can curl their tongue into a tube. Chilies and other spicy ingredients in food cause its hotness because of a substance called capsaicin. The human tongue has many nerve endings called receptors that detect different tastes like sweet, bitter, sour and salty. One kind of receptors detects how warm the food is. Capsaicin irritates this receptor, causing the tongue to feel hot. Birds like parrots do not have the capsaicin-sensitive receptor on their tongues. That's why they enjoy chilies so much. Fifth, pharynx. It is small, 12 centimeters long, vertical canal beyond the soft palate of the oral cavity. It acts as a common passage for both air and food, that is, it communicates with both esophagus and trachea. During swallowing of food, trachea is covered by epiglottis, a cartilaginous flap or lid, to prevent the entry of food into trachea, windpipe. Sixth, esophagus. It is a thin, long, highly muscular and purely conducting, 23 to 27 centimeters long, tube. It opens in stomach. Its opening is called gullet and carries food to it. The secretion of fluid from the mucous glands present in the wall of esophagus helps in the forward movement of food. A muscular gastroesophageal sphincter regulates the opening of esophagus into the stomach. It transfers food from the pharynx to the stomach. Seventh, stomach. It is the widest organ and the most dilated organ of the alimentary canal. The stomach is J-shaped organ which churns, breaks up food and mix the pieces with gastric juice, include enzymes like renin, pepsin and HCl. The inner lining of stomach secretes various components like mucus. hydrochloric acid and digestive juices. The mucous lining of stomach protects it from the acidic environment and allow it to work firmly. Stomach has three major parts as given below: a. Cardiac stomach, the upper portion into which the esophagus opens. B. Fundic stomach, the middle portion. C. Pyrolic stomach, the lower portion which opens into the first part of small intestine, that is, duodenum. The terminal pyrolus part of stomach, that is, opening of stomach into duodenum, is guarded by a pyrolic sphincter. Everyday science. Human stomach cannot digest cellulose-containing food such as raw grasses, leaves because humans lack enzymes. The stomach of an adult can hold 1.5 liters of material. The living of human stomach is replaced every 36 hours. The stomach can break down goat milk faster than cow milk. It acts as a short-term reservoir of food and food become liquefied, chyme, in the stomach before being released into the small intestine. 8th. Intestine, a small intestine. It is the longest part of the alimentary canal. It is about 6 meters long. It is divisible into three main parts as, first, duodenum. It is U-shaped, about 25 centimeters long and is the widest part of the small intestine. Second, jejunum. It has a diameter of about 4 centimeters. It is the middle part of the small intestine and is about 2.5 meters long. Third, ileum. It is the last part with diameter around 3.5 centimeters. Its wall is thinner than that of the jejunum. It is the longest part of small intestine. Ileum opens into the colon of large intestine. Small intestine completes digestion of components like proteins, carbohydrates, nucleic acid and fats. Thus, acts as a major site in digestion of food. It absorbs nutrients into the blood and lymph and also helps in absorption of fats. Villi and Microvilli. The surface of small intestine incorporates important features that accounts for its huge absorptive surface area. These are villi. The inner mucosa layer of small intestine has villi, about 1 mm in height, covered with columnar epithelial cells. Microvilli. Numerous microscopic projections of microvilli are produced by the cell lining of villi. These microvilli gives it a brush border appearance and enormously increase the surface area of the intestine. B. Large intestine. Although it is shorter, but its diameter is larger than that of the small intestine, thus, it is known as large intestine. It is about 1.5 meters long and is divisible into three main parts as, first, cecum. It is a small pouch-like structure of about 6 centimeters. It also has an outgrowth known as vermiform appendix, which is slightly coiled tube of about 8 centimeters long. Second, colon. The cecum part leads into the colon. The colon has three main parts as ascending, transverse and descending part. Third, rectum. The descending portion of colon leads into the rectum, which is the last part of the intestine. Rectum is of about 20 centimeters in length and opens into the anus. The absorption of water and nutrients and elimination of solid wastes takes place mainly in large intestine. Digestive glands. To bring about the simplification of complex food molecules chemically, secretion of digestive juices take place by different glands. These are as follows. First, salivary or mouth-watering glands. These are exocrine glands which discharge their secretion into the oral cavity. In man, there are three pairs of salivary glands: parotid, sublingual and submandibular glands. Everyday science. Our mouth becomes watery when we smell food or something we like the most, due to the secretion of salivary glands. Our salivary gland produces about 1.5 liters saliva each day. The fluid secreted by the salivary glands constitutes saliva, which is a slightly acidic fluid, pH 6.8. Saliva is mainly a mixture of water, electrolytes, sodium, potassium, chlorine, hydrogen carbonate, derived from blood plasma, mucus, serum fluids, and enzyme, that is, salivary amylase or ptyalin and lysozyme, antibacterial agent. Second, gastric glands. Glands of stomach are called gastric glands. These are numerous microscopic, tubular glands formed by the epithelium of the stomach. Gastric glands have three major types of cells: A. Sheaf cells or peptic cells which secrete inactive precursors of gastric enzymes. B. Oxontic cells secrete hydrochloric acid. C. Mucus cells or goblet cells secrete alkaline null cells. The secretions from these cells form gastric juice with pH 1.5 to 2.5, very acidic. The gastric juice contains two proenzymes, that is, pepsinogen, propepsin, and prorenin, and the enzymes gastric lipase, gastric amylase, mucus, and hydrochloric acid. In human body, about 2000 to 3000 milliliters of gastric juice is secreted per day. Third, liver. It is the largest gland of the body, that lies in the upper right side of the abdominal cavity just below the diaphragm. It is heavier in males, that is, about 1.4–1.8 kilograms, as compared to females, about 1. It is heavier in males, that is, about 1.4 to 1.8 kilograms, as compared to females, about 1.2 to 1.5 kilograms. Internally, the structural and functional units of liver are the hepatic lobules, containing hepatic cells arranged in the form of cords. Each lobule is covered by a thin connective tissue sheath called the Glusson's capsule. Fat storage cells are also present in liver. Functions of liver. Functions performed by liver are as follows. Production of bile. The liver secretes bile juice, hepatic bile pH 8.6. The bile is stored in the gall bladder bile pH 7.6. About 500 to 1000 milliliters of bile is secreted by liver in a day. Glycogenesis. It is the conversion of the excess of glucose into glycogen by liver cells with the help of insulin secreted by the pancreas. Deamination. It is a process by which the amino group, NH2, is removed from the amino acids, resulting in the production of ammonia, which is converted into urea. Excretion. Waste products and bile pigments reach the duodenum through bile and pass out with feces. Glycogenolysis. It is the conversion of glycogen into glucose by the liver cells with the help of insulin secreted by the pancreas. Hemopoiesis. The process of formation of blood corpuscles is called hemopoiesis. Secretion of heparin. Liver also secretes heparin, an anticoagulant of blood. Secretion of enzymes. Liver secretes certain enzymes which play an important role in the metabolism of fats, proteins and carbohydrates in the body. Synthesis of vitamin. Liver synthesizes vitamin A from beta-carotene. Storage. Liver stores glycogen, fats, vitamins C and D, bile, blood, water, iron, copper and potassium. Gall bladder. The small muscular sac-like organ situated just below the liver is called gall bladder. The duct of gall bladder, cystic duct, along with the hepatic duct from a common bile duct that regulates the flow of bile into the gall bladder from the liver. Function. It stores bile temporarily and also helps in making bile more concentrated but does not produce bile. Fourth, pancreas. It is a soft, lobuled, grayish-pink gland which weighs about 60 grams. It is about 2 to 5 centimeters wide and 12 to 15 centimeters long, located posterior to the stomach in the abdominal cavity. that is, between stomach and duodenum. As it is a mixed gland, the exocrine portion of pancreas secretes an alkaline pancreatic juice, containing enzymes and hormones, while the endocrine part of the pancreas consists of group of cells known as islets of Langerhans, which secrete hormones to be passed into the circulating blood, that is, insulin and glycogen. Fifth, intestinal glands. Apart from the above-mentioned glands involved in the process of digestion, intestinal glands are also present in the walls of small intestine called intestinal glands, which secretes intestinal juice, containing lipolytic, proteolytic and amylolytic enzymes, commonly called as succus entericus. Mechanism of digestion of food. Utilization of food in humans involves 5 processes, namely ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. First, ingestion. Ingestion is the process of taking food in solid or liquid form into the mouth. Second, digestion. Digestion involves the conversion of complex food components into the simpler one by the action of various enzymes. The process of digestion begins in the mouth and gets completed in the small intestine. Third, absorption. Absorption helps to take up the digested food by the cellular components of the body. All the digested food is taken up by the walls of intestinal villi present in the small intestine and lacteals, small lymph capillary found in villi in the small intestine. They increases the surface area and helps in the absorption of digested food. Summary of absorption in different parts of digestive system. Mouth. Certain drugs coming in contact with the mucosa of mouth and lower side of the tongue are absorbed into the blood capillaries lining them. B. Stomach. Absorption of water, simple sugars and alcohol, etc. take place. C. Small intestine. Principal organ for absorption of nutrients. The digestion is completed here and the final products of digestion such as glucose, fructose, fatty acids, glycerol and amino acids are absorbed through the mucosa, into the bloodstream and lymph. D. Large intestine. Absorption of water, some minerals and drugs takes place. Fourth, assimilation. Assimilation is the process of distribution of digested food throughout the body. Fifth, egestion. Egestion refers to the elimination of undigested food formed in the lumen of large intestine, colon and rectum, through anus. The unabsorbed food is sent into large intestine where more villi absorb water from this material. Peristalsis gradually pushes the undigested food from small intestine to large intestine. The remaining material after reabsorption of water and ions is removed from the body through the anus. Peristalsis. It is the necessary event of the digestive process because it is essential to move the semi-digested food in a regulated manner along the whole digestive tube. The lining of the alimentary canal has muscles which contract rhythmically all along the gut. It occurs in esophagus when food moves into stomach, when from stomach food moves into small intestine, which in turn pushes food into large intestine and then to colon and finally into the rectum and anus. Everyday science. We sometimes hear the noises in the stomach during digestion of food because of contraction of stomach muscles, which move food and gastric juices through the gastrointestinal tract. Eating heavy food at night before sleeping is not suggestible because by doing this, during sleep the digestive functions slow down and blood is directed from brain to digestion of food, which leads to poor sleep quality and many other diseases. Disorders of digestive system. Some common disorders that lead to the malfunctioning of digestive system are as follows.
First disorder, jaundice condition. Due to increased accumulation of bile pigments, they begin to excrete through other parts of body. Causes: due to malfunctioning of liver. Symptoms: Skin and white portion of eye becomes yellow. Next, diarrhea, condition of abnormal frequency of bowel movement and increased liquidity of feces, causes irritation in the lining of stomach due to virus or bacterial infection. Symptoms: cramps, headache, loss of appetite, nausea and vomiting, slightly watery stools, etc. Next, vomiting, condition, forceful egestion of harmful contents of stomach through mouth, causes infection, allergy, overeating, food poisoning. Symptoms: sweating, nausea, etc. Next disorder, constipation, condition of difficult or irregular defecation during which feces are retained within the bladder for a longer time than normal. Causes: disruption of regular diet, inadequate water and fiber intake, eating more dairy products. Symptoms: cramps, pain, vomiting, difficulty having bowel movement, swelling, etc. So friends, we have completed human digestive system. If you like the video, kindly like, hype the video and share it with your friends. Also subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to receive new video notifications. We will meet in the next video. Thank you for watching.